this stuff here. I just reach in and eventually up or beat up my fence. Keep the camera rolling. Hey YouTube, it's Tony here from the LawnFellas. We're back with another video. Now this video is about why you can't string trim with battery equipment, but in reality you really can. And I know you're probably seeing the pros going around on YouTube here string trimming with battery equipment doing 10 yards. That's because they really can, and I'm going to show you why. Now I used to string trim my entire yard with this battery power equipment, and what would happen is the battery would die almost 3/4 of the way through. I wouldn't even be able to get a full battery charge string trimming, and I had to teach myself. It took me about 6 times of learning how to actually do this, and I'm going to show you here today some of the bad habits that you guys do when string trimming and the reason why you're having trouble using battery power. Now I got an 8.0 high output battery with a Milwaukee fuel string trimmer. It's the Quik-lok system. So this is the string trim I'm going to be using, and we're going to get started here. So we're going to start here in the backyard, and then we'll talk about the bad habits and ways that you can possibly get through a 6,000 square foot property without using one bar. Remember, I used to use this and this battery would die about 3/4 of the way through, and there's a few reasons why I caught myself. So I'm going to get going here, and I'm going to show you real quick that, as you can see, we have a full battery. Okay, so I'm going to pop the battery in, and you need safety glasses still, but you don't need hearing protection. So that's another bonus of using battery power equipment. So now, one of the quick things that I do is I use it on turtle. That's very important. You really don't need it on the rabbit here for slow and fast speed, so I use it on slow speed. And before anyone makes any comments about this stuff, I come around and pull that. You really can't get inside the fence. So all this stuff here, I just reach in and eventually just pull that out. So I'm not going to beat my weed whacker up or beat up my fence in there. So let's get back to it. so far. Let's see where we're at here. Still 4 bars. Now we're going to head around to the front. So that's how you do the back. I even had a swing set to deal with over here. So swing set, table, a few obstacles. So now around to the front. Let's go. Keep the camera rolling. We're going to keep the camera rolling. Okay? I don't want you to miss this. Okay, we're going to start here. Ready? All right, let's see. 3 bars. Very close. I think if I didn't edge, I would have had a full battery still, but I wanted to hit that edge real quick. So let's go in the back and I'll show you a couple reasons why. All right, so you guys see me to string trim my entire yard, which is about 6,000 square feet, and only use 1 bar. So roughly on some other yards, there's a chance I can probably get about 5 yards with this one charge of a battery. Now, a lot of people use the 12.0 battery, and this is only the 8.0 battery. And if I didn't edge there, which I have an edger attachment that I usually do, just string trimming, it would still have 4 bars. So here's a couple reasons why, and a couple bad habits that people do when string trimming. So one, if you see on a battery powered trimmer, I have the line about 5.5 to 6 inches roughly. Now look over here at this gas one that I use, my Shindaiwa T262, and you're looking at roughly, let's see, about 9 inches, 9.5. A lot of times I'll run this about 8.5. So that's the difference. If I tried to run this, it would definitely wear on the battery a lot more. Another thing that people do, and I'm going to show you right here in this next clip, and this is a bad habit that people do, put my safety glasses back on, with gas trimmers, and it's just normal. They actually think this is like a dirt bike. So for example, when I go from here to over there, a lot of times So one thing that you cannot do when you have a battery powered trimmer is when you're trimming here and you want to go to your next spot, you can't be doing this like you have a gas trimmer. And that's one of the major bad habits that I was doing, was I was thinking I got a gas trimmer in my hand and I'm sitting there revving the trigger, and before you know it, my battery's dead. So you have to really think about it and be very, very efficient, I guess would be the best word, is whenever you're going around from one spot to another, just leave the trigger alone. Just leave it alone. And that's hard to do. So, but that's about all for this one. And hopefully this helps someone understand that you can use a battery powered string trimmer on multiple properties, especially if you have multiple batteries and chargers. Do me a big favor and help out the channel by hitting a like. More people will see it. And if you want to leave me a comment for any reason, I know that I missed some grass on the fence, so I'm probably going to get some of those comments, but fairly well. Went around the whole property, trimmed really good. My cameraman did a great job. We all know who he is if you see my last video, who my cameraman is. He does an awesome work. But that's back here when we were going around to the front, he was ready to turn the camera off. I'm like, no, 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 because I want everyone to see in real world exactly how much battery I used. And look, believe it or not, it says full again. So there you go. It's amazing. It went from 3 to full. Oh, and check out one of these videos that pop up here. You got about 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1.